We believed that around 25% of the territory of the Donetsk People's Republic was under Kyiv's control about 6 months ago. Now, according to your estimates, how much is under the control of the Kyiv regime?
Again, I would say approximately about 17%. That is what it is now.
It is clear that the damage sustained in recent years has been substantial, but the recovery is progressing quite rapidly. We are in regular contact, and I have reviewed the available data. Despite the numerous challenges, and there are still many, and despite the fact that fighting continues in some areas, the region as a whole is developing at a fairly swift pace. Under your team's leadership, we are seeing good progress. Yes, there is tangible advancement.
This is indeed happening, and it is not the first time that people of different nationalities and religions are standing together, shoulder to shoulder, in the same trench, fighting to liberate the territory. On construction sites too, people from very diverse backgrounds are working side by side. What can I say? Even in emergency teams we see this unity. One of our most difficult challenges has been the water supply. Yet we see the whole country coming together to help. Of course, we feel deeply indebted. We must, and will, continue to be useful to the entire nation. We are watching, learning, and taking steps forward. We are paying a high price for this, and we do so consciously, knowing what it is for the future, for future generations. We are holding the line and are prepared to fight until victory, which is inevitable. Our focus has been on stabilizing the situation, because it has been challenging, difficult, on a tight schedule, but it must be understandable and stable for the people, even when things are tough. Naturally, we have also concentrated on reducing water losses. Emergency crews are currently on the ground. 223 teams are operating at the moment.
I understand that this is not easy, because everything there is in a state of disrepair.
Everything has been in a state of disrepair for a long time, and of course, the situation has been further complicated by major water outages, which are accelerating the wear and tear on the networks. Out of the 223 brigades, 117 are from the supporting regions, and I would like to thank Moscow for its support, as it does the most for Donetsk. Sergei Sobyanin, the mayor of Moscow, is, of course, very attentive and takes action. At present, 700 specialists from the supporting regions are working with the water supply teams, and this remains a key priority for us.
We believed that around 25% of the territory of the Donetsk People's Republic was under Kyiv's control about 6 months ago. Now, according to your estimates, how much is under the control of the Kyiv regime?
Again, I would say approximately about 17%. That is what it is now.
I was told it is between 15 and 17%.
Yes, within those limits. Electricity is vital for people. For example, in Kurakovo, our power engineers, whom we thank very much, are true heroes. They had to clear mines and work under very difficult conditions. We managed to restore power there before the new year, and the area has been inhabited since then. Over 1,000 people have already returned, and a further 260 have come back more recently. The situation is similar in Avdiivka. This year, we plan to build a new road in Kurakovo, and there's already a request for it. Public transport is now running, although the roads, worn down by the war, remain in poor condition, which adds to the costs. If everything goes according to plan, this will be a significant help, and we intend to continue this work. There is still a lot to do in that region.
You have wonderful people, dedicated in the true sense of the word, and skilled professionals. Of course, if new equipment arrives. I will also speak with the minister to ensure that training is organized promptly and to a high standard. As far as I understand, this process has generally been put in place.
Yes, indeed. The issue is now gaining momentum, and the most important thing is that specialists remain on the ground and are evenly distributed throughout the Republic, ensuring that proper and accessible medical care is available in every area and for every municipality. We have already constructed 2,500 kilometers of roads, bringing them up to standard condition, and have built 36 artificial structures. According to modern standards, everything is completely different. We have never seen anything like this before. However, we still have plans for another 3,500 kilometers by 2030, so there is still a great deal of work ahead. What have we achieved? I believe this is a very important step for us. We are observing how much attention you are paying to technological sovereignty across the country, and how relevant this is in the current geopolitical context. From our perspective in the region, what are we facing? In 2022 to 2023, when we began this process, everything was imported, building materials, everything. Naturally, this led to a huge volume of vehicles and long traffic jams at the checkpoints. We chose a different approach. We began developing our own production base, rebuilding what had been destroyed during the years of Ukrainian control.
By building materials, you mean, correct?
For localization, for the road industry, for example, 85% has now been achieved. It is all on our territory. Crushed stone, sand, cement, that's it.
Denis Vladimirovich, is there a ring road around the Sea of Azov?
We are doing our part. We are really ahead of the curve there. Last year, at the start of the year, we had planned 450 kilometers across the entire Republic, but in the end we managed to build over 800 kilometers, well ahead of schedule. Our work is organized systematically, thanks to Rosavtodor, the Russian Federal Road Agency, the Ministry of Construction and the Ministry of Transport in general. Everything is well coordinated here, and it is proving effective. Many of our soldiers have already made this territory their home. They have shed blood for it. Their comrades have been wounded. They already feel that it is their own, and housing is a key issue.
In terms of housing, progress is generally moving at a good pace.
Yes, on the ground. We also need to address demographic issues. Vladimir Vladimirovich. That is why the Zemsky veteran of the Special Military Operation Program provides for allocating land, up to 15 acres. It is straightforward to use the existing programs, such as the 2% mortgage, which covers house building, military mortgages, and many other options. To put it simply, land can be demarcated, and so on. These are the options and programs, made clear and transparent so that the guys can fully understand them. We have a young man from Samara, 21 years old, who served in the military, then signed a contract and took part in operations to liberate territories, including leading assault groups. He is now in the Krasnoarmeysk area, near the settlement of Grishino.
Grishino is being bypassed from all sides.
Yes, but how exactly did he contribute to making this possible? When his assault team went in, he was, in effect, left alone. He held his position for 68 days. Vladimir Vladimirovich, 68 days. I have just spoken with the command of the 51st Army in the Southern Military District. Of course, 68 days. You can imagine how many enemy counterattacks there were. They tried to dislodge him. He managed to hold on, and everything was handed over to him by his comrades, because it was impossible to approach that area.
Did they use drones to deliver supplies?
Ammunition, mines, and food were delivered by drones so that he could withstand everything. They attacked at night and during the day, with artillery fire and from the flanks. He held out for 68 days. They have now managed to evacuate him. He completed all his tasks, and the guys have moved on. Unfortunately, he was still standing after so many days. But, sadly, both of his feet had to be amputated by the doctors. He is now in hospital. It is a very special story. That is why I will probably request appropriate awards for him. Jointly with the Ministry of Defense, of course.
I will definitely speak with the commander, and the award will reflect his feat.
Thank you, Vladimir Vladimirovich.